Forgot something. Had a Diet Coke. It's okay. Happy Monday. Whew, whew, whew. I'm looking forward to this too. I was like sitting here, where's my Diet Coke? Why doesn't my kitty get my Diet Coke? Well, he's right here. That's the cat right there. He's lounging away. He's not good at fetching Diet Cokes for me, honestly. He's never actually done it successfully. You might be able to hear that. There's a lot of people using those, using various lawn equipment in the area. And it's been very noisy. Right now we're in a respite. But I expect it to get kind of noisy. We'll see how it goes. In any case, welcome to the show. It's another broadcast from the Kench Niner Studios here in East Bay, California. Cheers to some Diet Coke here. I literally just poured it. I always do literally just pour it. And yep, flight simulator, beautiful blue Bluetooth controller. There it is. Kind of flies like it doesn't fly, but I fly it. Let's see. Yeah, we'll be doing some Microsoft. It's a Monday stream. It's not gonna be super long. I'm just kind of watching a little all hands broadcast. I mean, we have thousands of people in the company, so it's basically just a narrated PowerPoint display. But they're talking about how terrible our performance. I don't want to talk about it. No, it's fine. It's not to me personally. No, it's not to me personally. It's just something I kind of am reading in the background in case there's something useful. It's about how to improve productivity or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be a regular stream. We're gonna fly around a bit. Don't know where I'm gonna go. Don't really want to know. Gonna fly. I'm thinking about flying the F-117. We might be looking at the store. See if there's anything in there. You can kind of hear some background noise. Then there's going to be the big brain games. That's where I and the community get together and magically combine our brains to play some games. Hello. Good to see you again. Thank you for coming by. And you know the deal. So, yeah, in roughly 45 minutes or so, depending on how long the flights go, we're going to start the big brain games. That's the Wordle, the Quirtle, the Flirtle. Actually, not the Wordle. That's the one I do already in the mornings. But you know the games, the reunion, the tightrope trivia, the revealed, the connections, or like the New York Times conniptions. That's always it's not always fun. I like that it's challenging. There'll be a short break, and then after the break, today's musical performance is a guitar performance. I think I'm actually going to change this guitar out. This is the newest member of the guitar family. I don't have a name or anything for it. It's got some cool things to it. It's almost ready to go. I've almost completely got it aligned, and I figured out that the fretwork is a little subpar. One of these frets here, I forget which, I think this one, is high on the treble slide, and blah, blah, blah. I have the tools needed, but it's going to take some time. And I don't really want to play it too much. I mean, I've been playing it quite a bit, because there's a whole lot of notes on this fretboard, and only one is messed up. So that's not too bad, and I've dealt with fret issue, times where there's a little fret sprout, the fret gets a little high. It just wasn't finished properly, and you just get a special tool. You take the strings off, you get a special tool. You put this thing down, you put some tape on, you give it little things. There's a way of checking to make sure that everything is the correct height. Once you've identified where the high spot is, it's not very hard. And it's a $250 guitar. If you're spending a lot of money on a guitar, that you'd send it back because it's got a completely dead note, effectively a dead note on here. You can kind of hear it. Actually, where's my? I don't know if you'll be able to hear it through the microphone, but the dead note is here. That one, this one here. So this note's fine. This note's fine. This note is messed up. And that's because this note is hitting when I fret this note, the string is hitting the fret right above it just a little bit, but that chokes it out. So this fret is the one I need to work on, the one that's one above the fret that's not playing right. You just kind of have to logically suss it out. But that's the only fret. That's the only. I checked, the whole fretboard, and it's pretty good, really, overall. And again, it's for what you're also getting with the Floyd Rose and the good quality pickups and just a lot of nice features on this guitar here. $250 again. So should you get it? Depends on if you're either willing to either you have tech guitar tech skills, you're willing to learn them via YouTube, or you know somebody who can set it up for you, or you know you're willing to take it to a guitar store. They might set you back $80, and you've only paid $250. It's a lot, you know, considering the low price. Anyway, the point being, cheers, everyone. Having a good. I like to go on and on about the guitars. I might end up playing that one, but I do want to play guitar for a while. I want to sing a few songs. I want to do those that Crowded House song. It's a really good song. All right, let's move along here to the flying session that I know you're all. I don't know. At least I am. It's very relaxing to fly around. Okay, so I was thinking today. I've flown the F-117 a few times, but not that much because it's effectively an upgrade. Oh yeah, I quickly want to check the marketplace here. I don't think there's anything new. We already did our one-day T-38. I'm not going to buy it. Not gonna buy that. If we don't need any of that. Too much. No. Let's see. Upgrades. I can rent an upgrade. I don't rent a livery. Why would I want to do that? And it keeps it like available to rent. Well, not for me because I already use my rental. It seems like a bug. Nothing here that's kind of manageable. Yeah, it's been pretty quiet. The store's been pretty quiet, and you know, there was a heyday, I think, for the store when Microsoft, you know, 2020 came out, and then like around 2023, there was a lot of stuff going on in the store on a weekly basis. And now it's like pretty quiet in there. All right. The thing I wanted to do, I keep remembering that I haven't done before as I talk about it, is that what I call the deadly over rotation on an F-117A. And I talk about it every single time, and I've never shown it on the stream. So we're going to do it today. We're going to crash. We're going to intentionally crash it. Hey, it's a simulator. You know what I mean? And I'll talk about what the phenomena is. But in order to do that, we actually have to get in this puppy. Let's see what our color scheme choices are. There's a million, including ones that you would never be on an actual F-117 stealth. This is, you know, it is kind of, I assume that there's been F-117 missions going on in Iran, you know, our current conflict, you know, being that it typically goes in early and takes out all of the I guess we'll do this silly one that has the shark nose. It's silly, but why not? Why not? Okay. They go in, they fly in at light, they evade radar, and then they drop harm missiles, high-speed anti-radiation missiles, which take out those radar sites that have been tracking them. That's the idea, at least. And then other planes can come in, and other missiles can come in, usually stealth missiles, without being tracked by radar, or with holes in the radar effectively tracking. But I don't know. You know, we wouldn't know the details of missions like that. All right, so we're gonna do like a test mission. It's gonna be a flight that's not gonna. We're gonna do it a couple times. I'm gonna show you the gotcha that effectively that many planes have, but especially the F-117. I mean, this actually is this. What I'm going to talk about here applies to the Boeing 737 Max, and this kind of speaks on why there were several crashes on the 737 Max before they kind of figured out how to make it a lot much safer than originally. We'll start out in Palmdale, Edwards Air Force Base. I think they do operate these 117s around here. There's the South Base. We'll start from the South Base. And are we going to cold start this puppy? Oh, why not? It's just turning on a bunch of switches. I think. Pretty sure. You know, it's got 4 jets. I don't know. I don't have my throttle plugged in for various reasons because I need access to my disc. But anyway, it's a very beautiful model. It's got the aluminum steps. Again, I'm not sure I love the way that the paint job is done. It shows all the panels, how all the panels have these non-circular, these sharp edges and flat edges to help in the so that they don't reflect radar images. Basically, we just need to hit this here. Okay, and then we can, yeah, I don't want to exit the aircraft. All right, let's figure out where our on button is. Let's see what's down here. I don't think it's here yet. Navigation lights. Let's see. There is around here somewhere. Battery. External power. Reset, just reset is fine. It's effectively implied. You know, I'm checking what all my views are. Okay. Seems kind of pointless. All right. Right. So let's see what's down here. I remember doing this just a couple days ago. It wasn't that hard. We do need to get... The computers are on, though, right? You gotta look here. Oh, no, we want the computers on. That we don't need yet. Yeah, I think it's gonna start getting noisy here. This is all good. Generators are on. That's good. But the generators aren't running because the engines aren't running. We haven't put the engine to start yet. That's over here. Okay, so fuel valve. Oh, yeah, we want to start the APU first. So that gets started. We should hear something going on there. Yeah, okay, that's the APU. Got it. Let's see, and then let's see. Aux generator. These are, okay, these are on auto. Engine fuel is good. I think we're about to go through engine start sequence. And that's, where is that? Oh yeah, here they are. Starter on, engine start. There's two engines, I guess there's two engines, right? But looks like okay, so engine number 2 is starting. Looks like we got some power. I'm gonna give us a little throttle here. There we go. Okay, engine number 2 is at 3%. Our ad is starting to spin up. We gotta turn brightness on 100%. All right, and we're gonna start the other engine. Well, we gotta wait for it to start spinning up. Takes a little while. We're getting there. Oh, but once we cut it, I'm going to go through a thing and I'm going to talk about this. Because of this plane, look at the shape of the wing. It's very, very V-shaped. I mean, it is what it is. It's extremely designed for its mission, which is to get in there and not be observed by radar, drop the harm missiles from the bottom. Very, very purpose designed. One thing it isn't designed for is to be completely stable on takeoff. Meaning, if you over-rotate it past 10 degrees, what happens is the wing picks up so much air at that angle that it will continue to rotate. In other words, move up. The nose will move up until you flip over on your back, and that's modeled in this game. It's just kind of cool. I've just never done it because I don't want to die. All right, so we're gonna start the other engine, right? There's this one here. I gotta figure out a way to get there. Can I get there from here? No. Oof. To make it hard. Can I get there from here? Start. Start the other engine. Let's see if it does that. There we go. And engine number 2 starting. All right, so now we can start doing things like closing the canopy. I think you just have to hold this down. Kind of clumsy, but it's cool. Okay. And then I don't think we have to lock it, right? Oh, no, there's a lock. Now it's locked. Cool. Okay. Let's see. We have radio on. Tune where we are. Edwards Air Force Base. Announce taxi. And reset caution. Right? Good. Yep, it looks like our hydraulics are working. Okay, we see. I would check our annunciators, meaning this little panel down here. Oh yeah, our APU is still on. pitot tube heater is off, right? So we can turn off the APU master. Pitot tube heater, I don't know where that is. We're gonna have to search around for that. There's that. Anti-skid pitot APU off, which is fine. I'm not gonna be concerned about it. We're in a pretty warm area. I probably could find it on a checklist. Pitot tube here, where would you be? I would think you'd be around there. Well, that's fuel. Trim. Piston power for there. Any of these go on? Yeah, none of these do anything. CS. That's all lighting. Well, now I'm curious. What's this here? C angle. Cool, it's a lot of stuff. Skid, PU. A lot of fuel stuff. Alright, let's fly around. Okay, parking brake off. We're gonna go this way here. It's you know, you're in a single fighter, a single person flies this plane, but look how huge it is compared to typical small planes that hold 2 or 3 people, you know what I mean? And it's small for a military plane, but it's actually quite big. From the point of view, you don't really see much of it from the inside. Why does our caution keep coming on, right? Is that a good or a bad thing? It has these really tinted windows from the inside, which you can very tell. It's very, very different coloration. I think that's realistic. I don't know. All right, so yeah, so we're gonna do a couple attempts. Right, so what I'm gonna do is fly. Okay, one thing you're gonna notice is that the trim on the lower right, where there says down, up, and then TO, that's takeoff. The proper takeoff trim is quite negative, meaning pushing the nose down during takeoff, which is unusual. Most planes need some positive trim to get off the ground safely. Let's see how much we're going to need this whole runway for this test. This is the short runway. We find out. But we're going to leave the trim set to 0, which will make it easier for me to show you the effect. And this effect is when you over-rotate about over 20 degrees during takeoff, and that's with full power and everything. And it looks like a good takeoff. The nose will start coming up, and then you can push the stick fully forward, and the nose just keeps coming back until you flip on your back, and then you're going to die. But I'll show. I think it's modeled. I mean, you know, there's no big explosion or anything like that. Last time I didn't really kind of know about this effect until I got in the plane. I didn't read about it. In other words, it happened. And I was like, what the heck? I think it's busted. And then I took off another time. Exact same thing happened. And then I kind of read up on it, and I was like, yeah, this plane has a because of the shape, this diamond, this triangle shape. It's susceptible to over-rotation on takeoff. As I mentioned, the other plane that has that effect is the 737 MAX. It's not quite for the same reason. But during takeoff, if you over-rotate, you could stall. And so it has these electronic controls to prevent you from doing that. And it's a long story, but that system went wrong and caused the plane to crash twice. So they figured out why it was doing that. All right. So this is going to be bad. You know, it'll let us do an infinite number of these. I'm not going to go through the whole takeoff or the whole, startup sequence again. We'll just start on the runway here. Okay, so we're going to announce our takeoff. But it's not going to work. Okay, for this first one, let's stay in the cabin. Okay, so I'm going to give it full power here. See the engines are already coming up. I'm going to go down the runway here. Everything's in the HUD, so I'm watching. You need a pretty fast speed just to get these things off the ground. They don't want to come off the ground until about 130. So we're going to stay on the ground. We're at 90. We've got plenty of power. So the nose is getting light. So at about 122, I'm going to lift up the nose, but I'm not going to worry about keeping it below, say 20. Yeah, it's not going to do it this time. I think I must have had to go faster. Because now that's my limit. Interesting. All right, I want to try that again. Right. The easiest way to reset is just to crank. All right, I don't know what I did wrong exactly on that one. We're gonna try it again because it happened every single time. Okay, hold on a second. Let's start off on the runway here. Oh, it didn't start us on the runway. All right, well I guess I got to restart. We're gonna do this. We'll do it this way. That way, we'll start on the run because I'm probably gonna have to try this a few times to get kind of the right little magical combination of. We're gonna start on runway 6 here. It may be. I wonder if it's bringing I didn't try bringing the gear up. Okay. All right, so we're gonna get full speed going with the parking brake on. Oh yeah, I want the trim to be set back to 0. There we go. Now I have the native trim. Come up to full speed. Or reasonable speed. I think I'm going to try rotating a little earlier. Like here. Let's see if I get it to flip over. Yeah, it's hard to do that. I thought it was easy. There must be some interesting combination of speed and luck, perhaps. Maybe they fixed it. I don't think it'd be. It was something quite regular. Restart. Yeah, that's from the. I think it's from. This should be from the there. Perfect.
Uniform Sierra 12771 traffic.
Okay. Parking brake is on. Set the trim to like 0, close to 0. Honestly, that's the best way to do it. Full power. Parking brake release. Stay out here. Let's see if it's easier to do from out here for some reason. Maybe there's like an automated system that I have to turn off too. Go in here. At some point, yeah. At some point, there's a point where you can over-rotate. It looks like it's kind of fighting. The automated system is, those wings on the back are fighting to prevent me from doing that, which is good, but not fighting. But there's a system that I think I turned on. I think. Oh, I bet I know what it is. I bet it's this computer system, right? No, because they're off. It's these things. No, I don't know what that would be. It's interesting. All right. Well, my theory that I could test the backflip, which happened to me on several occasions, is definitely auto trimming. Is that it's not that easy to do? But literally the first couple times I got on this plane, and tried to fly it, it did that. It flips all the way over on its back and you stall. And I'm like, yeah, well apparently that's a thing, but it's not that easy to do it. Or they fixed it, or there's some automated system that prevents you from, in the same way that they added that to the 737 MAX, so that you couldn't do that. This is Edwards Air Force Base. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but that makes this good for simulation stuff, because you don't have to worry about frame rates. It did, yeah. They did. There's a lot of little subtle things that were changed. It was definitely SU2. I think was the last time I tried it. And I've flown it a bunch of times since then, but I haven't tried to do this over rotation on takeoff. But it was super. I didn't have to really do anything. Like as soon as I got off the ground, I could really feel the nose coming up more than it should. I wonder if it's also fuel load related. Let me try one thing here. We can restart. I want to try it with a lighter fuel load. I'm not sure that's going to affect the center of gravity too much. Let's find out.
Taking off runway 24, straight out departure. Uniform Sierra 12771.
If we reduce the fuel load, does that change the CG? I don't think it does. Let's find out. Alright, full power. Parking brake still on. Oh, trim to 0. That's important. Good. Okay. Close enough to 0. Release the engines. Let's stay in here. I think basically what happens is you kind of want to be going kind of faster than normal. And then kind of come up kind of too quick. Or we're getting a caution. Okay, it's then the nose wants to stop. So I can't even get it to go on its back. That's pulling back. And I was saying it was doing that even without pulling back on the stick. At this point, I mean, I think we can recover from that just using power. Because, nope, we're heading back down straight. Yeah, there's no recovery. But that's not the kind of stall. It went all the way on its back. It didn't just go up spurt like that. It made a flip. And I was like, what? Like it was completely upside down. These are cool planes, though. I'm not flying them right. I don't care at this point. Just having a good time. All right. Well, that was kind of interesting. I'm just interested in seeing if I could do that. What are these things? Brightness. What's this? Display brightness. Percent. Let's see what all these things do. This thing is supposed to be on, right? This here. Power on, but I don't think it's going to show much of anything. Oh, there's a mode, right? I forget where it was. Anyway, we can't really do the fun part of the mission, which is fly somewhere. And I remember there was a game in the 90s called F-117, and you could simulate missions, and the key part was watching watching where the radars were detecting you. Why am I dead here? Turn off my engines. That would be no good reason. And they're fine. Yeah, we're right in the middle of the desert, which is, a good place to put an air base. We wanted to get anywhere, we'd have to kind of push to full speed and go to the west. Yeah, there definitely is a trim compensation system that's on. I would have to figure out how to defeat that. I think that must have been the change made, is that they now have an automated system that manages your trim. So that trim number is changing, which is true in the real planes. And in general, these kind of modern planes, they're hard to fly by hand. They're fly by wire, so they'd be hard to, that's full power, right? What kind of performance do you get out of this thing? This is Edwards Air Force Base, and there's a little town of Edwards, California, right there. We'll fly over here. Kind of two separate airfields, just one down there in the south. This is the main one here. I'm flying over as fast as I can. It's not a supersonic plane. It's not that detailed. It's all right. I mean, it's a military installation. I think the town is here. Everyone there is a civilian contractor. Pretty much. Yeah, we're going to start better stuff. And then lots of desert. I wouldn't mind flying around just like this, like for a bit. It's kind of the vibe sometimes. It's not always an interesting part of the world, but it's somewhere. Yeah, oh, now we're see. Yeah, once you get moving, the engines really start putting out their thrust. 518 knots. What's that? What's that in Mach numbers? We're almost the speed of sound, right? It's Mach 0.79. Right, not that close to speed of sound, but still, that's pretty fast. But again, this plane, it is designed to go fast for long periods of time, but not to exceed the speed of sound. And it would be possible to make a plane that's both stealthy and can go faster than the speed of sound for various reasons. And for the mission that it needs to, there's no point. There's really nice coloration here. There's another community here. Old desert town, California desert towns here. Probably also military contractors, maybe. Then we'll have a bunch of desert. It's a school. Cool school. Bunch of desert, and then eventually we'll get to like Southern California. I don't know if we'll be able to do it in this in like a 20-minute flight though. Where's the closest? Yeah, we're actually not that far. I still go the right direction. We're not really that far from LA. Yeah, it's like a 15-minute flight. It's really pretty close. With this speed especially. I don't mind pushing the gas. We can always get more fuel. But it's kind of over these hills here. So we'll go all the way to water. We'll land at like LAX or something. And let's see. All our renunciators are off. Oh, everything is good. Everything looks like it's turned on. That needs to be turned on. Yeah, it's fine. Again, I don't know how to really use that right MFD. I guess it has a map mode. I'm not even sure it does. Right. Stores, not yeah, radar. Most of the stuff is not implemented. I guess there's a HUD, and that's which is basically a duplicate of that. So I don't really. It's not really much there. Let's see. Okay, so LA is basically due south of us. Why don't we go to, I guess, Ventura there, right? That's dead ahead. It's about 30 miles, but we're going quite quickly. We're moving. Typically, this is a canal that runs from Northern California to the south. It brings one of several that brings fresh water. The northern part of the state, Mississippi. Take advantage of the terrain here. Fly low. Of course, in the real plane, you'd think it's either going to want to fly low to avoid radar, or real high to avoid surface-to-air missiles. And I believe they fly kind of high up. They don't do the slow level flight. I'm not sure. They might do both. They might kind of be rated for both. This is some crazy canyon carving here. A little town there. Or something. Exits here. Press the train here. Not very safe. But that's what we do around here. My middle name. Not very safe. You're fine. Trust me. We'll be fine someday. Yeah, in the real world, you'd probably be physically ill from all the rotation, translation. And I'm pulling some high G's too. What lake is this? I kind of remember what lake this is. It's a reservoir or something. Pretty beautiful day. Moving fast, so there's a lot of pop. This way we'll get to LA pretty quickly. Pretty lake area here. The reservoirs, there's not a lot of rain. The reservoirs in California are pretty full. I think it goes up there, but I think this is the dam here. That's definitely the dam. That's one damn beautiful dam. I don't know exactly which one it is, but it's pretty big. Castaic? I'm not sure. There's a bunch of possible. There are quite a few lakes up here. There's this one here. But yeah, as we get further on from now on, we're not really going to be far from civilization. It's effectively the urban sprawl, or the far reaches of the Los Angeles basin. definitely some, looks like some mining going on here, right? Surface mining. Some really interesting looking geography here. Geology, really. Alright, wait, which way to LA? I'm not lost. Kind of that way. Right? Oh yeah, but I was gonna go to Ventura. Now let's go this way. Follow this road here. I'm having a good time. I'm probably gonna fly for like 10 minutes, land somewhere. Start the rest of the stream going. I think, is this I-5? I don't think this is I-5. I'm not sure. Maybe it is. It's a pretty big freeway. It does go, we're heading east. Oh yeah, it joins up with I-5 here. Yeah. So this is kind of where it becomes the main north-south, effectively route in all of California. All of California here. This is crazy, you know, that direction there. Yeah, so every time I fly down, drive down to San Diego every year, this is kind of the road I'm going to be taking. It's pretty clear. But yeah, you drive through you go over the Grapevine, and then suddenly, yeah, you're in kind of Northridge, the northern Los Angeles area here. Yeah, this airport up ahead is not like LA International. It's like northern. Is it Burbank? It's from here? Oh, yeah, it is Burbank. Okay, well, now I know exactly where. We'll fly over Burbank. We're going to hit Hollywood. And we can land at Santa Monica. Beautiful day. But yeah, I grew up in Southern California. I mean, the first 22 years of my life, Southern California. I knew the area pretty well. Yeah, I'm in the back there, but I've definitely been to the airport many times. This one here, Burbank International. And that building is not exactly. It's fun. There's a freeway here, and then like things like the Rose Bowl, there's Arroyo Grande here, and this is effectively the beginning of the Los Angeles River, which is a very impressive storm drain here. It's there, but I think the Rose Bowl is nestled up in here somewhere, right? Remember correctly. Golf course. It's a bit. Anyway, Pasadena, that is that direction. There's another freeway going out that way. Right, here's the big freeway going in that way. All right, that's downtown Los Angeles. Oh, this is Dodger Stadium here. So this is the area where, you know, like Billie Eilish grew up in this area. That's Dodger Stadium. It's pretty good, man. It's on this hill. This thing, we're trying to enjoy our view. This is the music center there in Los Angeles right there. Great theaters. Big, huge theaters. Get your downtown LA. Right here is where the convention center is. There's two huge convention centers there. And basketball. And then you can see out there, this is kind of the Wilshire corridor. Well, this is the freeway. This is Santa Monica freeway. And now to Santa Monica. Beautiful day. All right, I think it's time to land. So we're gonna fly over the runway at Santa Monica Field here, and then come back from the water. So where is it? It should be marked, but I kind of know where it is. It's there. The ran or somewhere. Is it kind of hard to see because it's kind of in the middle of, and again, I don't need my markers turned on. Yeah, that is the Santa Monica field. You know, now that I look at it, I think this plane needs a little more runway. We'll just land at LAX, which is just there. It's pretty close, and it's got a nice long runway. Instead of, I think it's Santa Monica's like 5,200, 9,000 at LAX. Got plenty of fuel. We should have our low fuel warning though, shouldn't we? At 10? Yeah. I don't see it. 12% should be able to. Anyway, lots of planes flying around. See the airport there. Alright, we're gonna slow way down. Do I have speed brakes? No, here. Do I have speed brakes? I thought maybe I do. No? Speed brakes. What's this here? Do I have a emergency gear? Gear down. Alright, we're gonna make a little circle here. Circle trick. More. And back here, I think. Making these big half turns burns off a lot of speed, which we need, but you don't not burn too much speed off because these birds don't have, they have fairly high stall speed. And it's not like you're putting flaps down. It's like a lot of these planes that have this wing configuration, you need to build up your angle of attack in order to reduce speed for landing. And we're landing the wrong way, but I'm here. You probably would take off and land from the other direction, because that would be kind of effectively landing against the wind. All right, see, we're saying like 157 is about where now it becomes kind of easy to land when you use the HUD there. Because it kind of shows exactly where your nose is going to go. Okay, let's land on this right runway here. And then you can also watch speed, really easy. So, and ankle attack, of course. So yeah, we want the wing to be kind of up high a little bit here. Well, at least we have a ton of runway. We don't have to land on the tip there. That's our speed. Whoa, 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 that's pulling back off. That wasn't good. I kind of want to try again. I'm learning every time. As I mentioned, yeah, first of all, let's land the correct direction. I'm learning all the time, but yeah, that minimum speed of 150 knots, don't want to that one, which I did. Because yeah, the engines are not, they're not going to be able to push you get that speed going. It's all right. And while we're at it, we can fly over the SoFi Stadium, which is new to the game with the California update they did recently. Before that, there was a big construction zone here. But for years, they've had the SoFi Stadium, which is where the Chargers play. It's an unusual design with this gigantic roof. The roof doesn't touch the stadium. The stadium is built under the roof, which is acts as a dome. And you can kind of see how that works here. It's enormous. but the roof never touches the stadium. It's not. It's not. You see where it is underneath there, but the stadium and the roof are separate mechanically. They're on the same foundation, but that they don't share any connection. Kind of unusual design. All right, can I get my gear down? Okay. I'm not really prepped for this landing here. At least we're not going too slow. Again, the same thing. I'm watching my speed very carefully because right at the end, it's going to want to lose a lot of speed. You're in thicker air. The wing is you're at a higher angle of attack. You can easily fall out of the sky, like we did that previous time. Okay, so now we got a nice stable approach. Nothing's going wrong. 177 is nice and fast. I can reduce power. You just want to fly it on to the runway, unlike last time. Oh yeah, we want to reduce power even more here. We definitely have plenty of speed this time. I think we have plenty of speed. Yeah, I mean, because it bounced a little bit, so. You feel that front wheel come down. I think there is a chute in the real, like a drogue chute. Oh yeah, there is. It's right here, right? I should have put that out first. I keep forgetting to do the drogue chute. I wish you would do automatic. Why is there a bus there? But I think it's always manual. But it's kind of cool how it attaches there. You come to a stop, it will just disappear. It doesn't kind of collapse. Right? No, it just stays there in the wind. I did not know that. Some drogue chutes, they all work a little differently. Like, that one's a little more realistic than some of the drogue chutes you'll see on some of the fighters. I guess I could do that. And then it will disappear. Alright, let's open the canopy. So you're going to unlock the canopy. Yeah, resource, that's been happening. That's fine, we're done anyway. Then we're going to open. And let that, hold that button until it goes to 100%. There we go, 101%. It's cool, it's got the little thruster hydraulic system there. So there are two of them. That's a pretty well worn out F-117. Seen a lot of usage. Yeah, we're definitely getting some, it's the end of the game. It's filled up my memory. Specifically, which memory got filled up, though. Right? Yeah, I got plenty of main memory. So it's just, yeah, it's just the GPU memory. Any new GPU. Alright, that was fun, though. I had a great time. It's such a good time. Going to do the whole thing again. Wednesday will be the next stream. And then Friday, I want to keep talking about, I'm mentioning it every single time. Friday will be a special, hopefully, well, I'll let you know. It's supposed to come tomorrow, Wednesday. Friday will be the special unboxing stream of my new Ibanez bass. It'll be the second bass I own. I'm buying a new bass. But that's it. No more musical instruments for the whole rest of the year, till next year. But that's more than I need, I think. I mean, next year I might buy a piano. We'll have to see if there's any new pianos or something like that. All right, so we're going to quit the desktop here. We're done with that. Going to switch over here. I'm going to go into the just chatting category so that I can do the big brain games in peace and not worry about somebody saying, why aren't you flying around? Nobody ever does that. Okay. Quirtle. This is the warm-up game for the big brain games. It's a lot like the Wordle. Except you got to solve 4 or 5-letter words at the same time. Gosh, I should just make a little sign I could put up on the screen to say that. All right. Oh, we got the upper right one spelled out for us. Clasp, meaning there's no other possibilities. So we'll just put that in. Okay, we have a word. Word on the this word on the lower right. It's kind of funny. I've gotten bitten with this before. It could be relay or early. EARLY or relay, RELAY, and it's a 50-50 because we don't have any further information. So I'm going to hold that. This one here, on the left, is going to be, let's see, is it, it's either S something UAN What would that be? Shoe, but or S. Let's see. Oh, it could be sauna. SAUNA. Can't be much else really. I was thinking sauna, and I was like, no, it can't be sauna, but it could be sauna. Okay, then we got. Now we know it can't be relay because that A is in the blue position. Remember, I said it could have been relay, but now it can't be relay. It has to be early, and there's nothing else it could be. Because that A was fixed for us. Okay, anyway, what else do we got? Oh, yeah, one more to go. We know there's an L, an A, an I, and an R. That's all we have. Let's see. Could it be viral? No, it can't be viral because the R can't go there. Could it be liver? Liv? No, that's spelled wrong. LiDAR? I mean, it's not okay. It could have been. It could anyway. Bad choice. All right, but now I know enough about it. It's going to be Arrival, which I didn't think of because I thought of viral and I should have thought of rival. That's fine. We get an extra yes. All right, the next game we're starting to get into the realm of some of these games you can help out in. Weekly challenge. No, I'm not going to do that today. The next two, we're going to the basic regular games, in which sequence I normally do them is the reveal is next. This is one in which you can help. I mean, if you want, and they do one of these new every day. Today is March 2nd, 2026. Can you believe it? The year is almost halfway over. No, it's not really, but anyway. Hey, science and tech, and it's a 3-word, a 5-word, and a 4-letter word. So maybe the something something. Okay. All right, but we don't know it's in science and tech. Okay, the something we're looking for is the blank component of blank. Blank of which in the blank of blank. Give the blank its characteristic blank and carry blank from the blank to the blank. The mature blank blank is blank, blank and blank. It appears blank shaped in profile. The blank is blank and assumes a blank shape as it blank through extremely blank blank blank. It is covered with a blank composed of blank and blank, lacks a blank, and contains blank, a blank rich blank that binds blank. Yeesh. Some kind of body organ, perhaps? Could be science and tech, I guess. It's the something component of something. What does it carry? It carries oxygen. Well, oxygen is carried by red blood cells, hemoglobin. Huh. Characters, this is got to be color. And carry oxygen from the blank to the where? Where are we going to? To the tissues. I mean, is this going to be the an H? No, it's not an H. So it's... Oh, it's red blood cell. Okay, I should have got that before. I wasn't thinking too easy. Oh, we got enough. Red blood cell. Okay. I think we needed 2 and 1 reveal. I mean, that was close enough. I'd call that a win. There's your red blood cell. 2 reveals and 1 hint. Other players required a fairly beefy 5.6 reveals and 2.1 hints. Ultimately, 73% solved a typical number, but these numbers are pretty high, indicating kind of a hard one today, roughly. All right, the next game in the order I normally like to play them. Tightrope Trivia game. Monday's the easier one, has reset to the easier one. Timer starts when I hit that play button, and time, let's just do it. Ziggy Stardust. Still favors Casio watches. I mean, Paul Allen is dead, so he wouldn't. He's the only other person after co-founding. Darth Tater and Optimus Primes. I'm gonna go with Potato Head because those are potato puns there. Just go to which scientist? That was James Goodall. And promoted his motorcycle. Was that Evil Knievel? Stunt perform, bring motorcycles. Yeah, these are the Monday quiz. A little easier. Gotta get them fast if you want those. Which city? Toronto? Hockey Hall of Fame. Not that I ever want to go there. Only to leave office during his re-election. Yeah, Richard Nixon. Very popular. Fictional character is famously morose. Eeyore of those. There's a possum because they're the only North American marsupial, of course. All right, we got all 9 of the trivia. It was pretty fast. I don't think we're gonna get Clever Funambulist. Actually, we got a good time bonus. That was fast. Clever Funambulist today. So that was the highest we've gotten in a while. That's a win, even though it was the easier one. So it's, you know, we don't get the difficulty bonus. We only get 200 points instead of 360 points, I believe, or 340 points for the highest difficulty bonus. But that's okay because we still we did pretty well on the answers. Yay! All right, next one is called the Reunion. It's a fun game if you like these word games that are kind of like crossword puzzles, except there's no clues. You just kind of suss out these words. And the only thing we do is interchange letters. Oh, this is going to be a tricky one. All right, I can already see something, couple interesting things. This Y has to appear on the row. This D has to appear on the row. And that makes it pretty easy to suss out because the D can't go at the end. It's got to be something like ruddy, R-U-D-D-Y. Literally, that's the only word it can be, R-U-D-D-Y, given the letters that are available. So I'm just going to put that in there, ruddy. And that's what I mean by sussing out. You kind of have to suss out these words here. I've been doing this for a few months, so I'm kind of getting the trick of it. You're probably going to figure things. The other thing is this Y. It's either L-Y-R something, and it could be, because it could be lyric, L-Y-R-I-C, which I think it is, or L something R something Y. I'm pretty sure it's lyric, because we have a lot of these I's, and we have a C available. All right, it was lyric. All right, so 6 moves in, and we've made, so far, been really good. Let's see. We don't know this A and the U. They may or may not be on the row, but this F is definitely there. And it can also either go where the U is or the A are. The A is. I don't see how it could go where the U is, because if it did, then we'd have to make a word that was M blank F blank F. And I don't think so. So I'm going to go with my instinct that the F has to be there, and was right. This word is going to be finicky. Nice. Thank you. I think, yeah, we have finicky. We have the K and we have the N. So far, we're doing a perfect game. If we beat 17 moves, that's a huge win. I'm wondering whether this word is going to be molar, and then the hedgehog and the fox will be in the upper left 2 areas at the end of the game, which means this word could be... Actually, no, because I think this has to be aloof, A-L-O-O-F, a top word. I mean, what else could it be? So let's get that. So yeah, I think they're going to be here. Like this might be the final position, or over here where the E is. But let's see. This word is going to be... Yeah, it could be this thing, and then this word could be molar, Molar on the left, right? I mean, it's got to be. And then where the E is, right? Um, all right, so the central word is going to be offered, right? OFF, right? I got that because the E has to move. And then the final word is we're going to make fun. This is great. This is going to be a 15. And then we're going to reunite the hedgehog and the fox in those positions I thought it was going to be in from the beginning. So that's what you call 2 under par. That's betting 2 under par. I think this is if you look at the numbers here, according to this, 27.7 moves average. That wasn't necessarily an easier game, but I think that getting ready early, and lyric, those are kind of the once you get those 2 words, it helps a lot because you're getting those things. I'm not sure people would have easily got ready, but to me it had to be ready because I knew the D had to be there, and then you had Ed R blank DD something, and there's just very few words that couldn't be ready. All right, we did a big success on that one. I liked it. All right, what is the next game in the order we like to do them? Okay, we've done the Quirtle, we did the tightrope trivia, we did the revealed, we did the reunion. So I'm thinking it's time for the good old New York Times connections or the connections. All right, the connections, you can help me out here. So I'm going to take my time, not going to do anything quickly. If you think you can come up with one of the 4 magical affinity groups that we need to suss out here, go ahead and suggest them in the comments. We commonly kind of solve this as a group. And it's just for fun, so why not? So anyway, we got to create 4 groups of 4. But there is almost always both misdirection and wordplay in play. Misdirection meaning a 5th affinity group that's just fake. It's not the real affinity group that you want. And wordplay meaning quite often either you have to remove a letter or add words to the end or beginning. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's start from left here. And let's read them out. Let's see if we can suss out something here. Spring. That could be a lot of things. Rank. Rubber. Ball. Okay, we already got something. I hope you go. Vault. You're reading ahead here. Give me a second. Vault, safe, funky, foul, station, strike, popcorn, beam, horse, standing, rings, and position. Wow. Well, let me just think. Let me think a few things here because I'm thinking station, rank, position, and standing. That's the first thing that thing. But yeah, the horse, the vault, beam, and rings seem like gymnastics. But how do you feel about station, rank, standing, and position? Because there's no 4th item that would fit into that category. Let's just try it. Life short. And then we'll do yours. Okay, so yours is okay. Well, we got. Let's do that one. Yeah. Let's try strike, foul, or no. Let's do right. No, sorry. We'll do horse, vault, beam, and the rings. Let's try. I mean, that really seems to work for me. Gymnastics or the specific apparatus, right? Okay. Then we got. Let's see. Let's see. What do we got here? Strike, foul, ball, and safe, right? Are pretty you put there. Maybe spring. Yeah, safe would be baseball. I think spring is not a baseball term. But these are baseball calls, right? And then you get your funky rubber spring and popcorn. Did I watch the final trailer for One Piece? The One Piece movie? You mean One Piece season 2? I think, right? One Piece season 2. It's season 2 on Netflix. If you're talking about the live action one, I have seen them. Yeah. Spring training. Cool. Anyway, what is the connection? Funky rubber spring and popcorn. Let's see. Funky could be fun, rub, but then would spring pop. Spring, rubber, spring, popcorn. Funky. Anybody have any ideas? Because we don't need to. We got it perfect. It doesn't require us to know the 4th affinity group. Funky Rubber, Spring, and Popcorn. We know they're the affinity group because there's only 4 remaining. Funky something, rubber something, but more popcorn. All right, going. It's going to tell us. Blank chicken, funky chicken, popcorn chicken, rubber chicken, spring chicken. Probably could have figured that one out, but I think the purple one is usually the hardest one. And again, the defining characteristic of this game is that after you see the answers, it's super obvious, and you're like, duh, oh, it's chicken, blank chicken. I think if another a little more contemplation, yeah. Hey, no, you should have got that one. Yeah. I got some judgment here. I'm gonna have a little Diet Coke while I think about your failures. Yeah, funky chicken, it's a dance. The dance is a funky chicken is a dance. Popcorn chickens, they're all different things. Popcorn chicken is a dish. Rubber chicken is a comedy item, and spring chicken is the description of somebody who's young. So they're not only is it blank chicken, but it's specifically different chicken concepts. They're not related. And that makes it what's hard. People are like, well, why is it hard? Blank chicken, yeah, funky chicken is a dance. It's a real. It's not a well known one. And then popcorn chicken is also. You kind of have to think about it to realize that is a dish. Rubber chicken and spring chicken. I don't know. Again, yeah, that was hard. Hey, look. Perfect. It says perfect right there. Okay, well, one more game before I finish the big brain games and take a little break, and then we'll do into the music category here. And that is the Octurtle. Let me bring it up. We did the chord already. It's just for me to do, unless you are really fast, because I don't want to take a lot of time here. All right, the hardest of these Octurtles, which we have 8 separate words to do, is the rescue. I can't use my powerful 3 starting words. And let's see, at least it covers all the vowels today and why. So I think we don't have to do a strategy word. But let's see what we need here. We got, this word could be, let's see. Could be Oney. Is pony a word? Poney? No, because it's no Y. But money is a word. Money. And that fits this really well. Ooh, it was close. That's all right. We have an extra guess. And the M was useful there. So this this word on the lower right has to be sigma. Pretty much the only thing that could be. So that's good. We got one word. What else do we have here? We know where the O is. There's an N. Oh, we know where the N is in position 4. And then there's an I. So it could be. Oh, it can't be. I can't have a G. Oh, they're asking me to join the DSU today. Oh well, I'm gonna have to end early. But it is what it is, and it's my job. That's why I have my work window open. I'll have time to finish this game though. But then I guess we're gonna do a music stream from Wednesday. It is what it is, Have a nice little short stream for a change. Anyway, let's see. Because I got a minute and 3 minutes. They're gonna want me for the meeting. I bet I can finish this in then. It doesn't take that long. Let's see. This word could be local, or it could be vocal. Let me see if we can find something else that's more obvious. This word is going to be... Ooh. I don't know if we're going to get any of these. Let me just reply there. I'll just show up. It'll be fine. No problem. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? Well, I think this is just gonna be honey, so we might as well get it. The H wasn't helpful. No, the H is helpful. I knew there was an H here, but what's it going to be? Sixth on the upper right, right? Only thing it can be. Let's see. Let's just guess vocal instead of local. 50-50. All right, perfect. I gotta go. So, anyway, it's been fun. So, and sorry for having to leave early, but it's a work day. It's a Monday, and I sometimes I do have to attend a meeting because they need me. They don't really need me, but that's fine. This word is gonna be. I think it's gonna be OINT. So joint, JOINT. And then let's see what we got here. It's not octal. What is it? Actor. Maybe. Okay. All right, I gotta run. Thanks again for coming by. See you guys next time. It is 1 p.m. and that's the meeting time start.